Have you ever been so close to passing a prop firm evaluation that you could practically taste it, and then in a matter of minutes you let that moment cascade into a blown account? Because that's exactly what happened to me. I was literally 2 ticks away from hitting my profit target, and instead of accepting the trade I got, I let frustration, attachment, and tilt take control. In this video, I want to walk you through the trade where my mindset started to break down, why I re-entered when I should have stepped away, and the biggest lesson this experience taught me about trading prop accounts when you're close to the finish line. It was Thursday, May 21st, and I was coming out of the Tokyo session short silver with momentum behind me. I was certain that the start of the London session was going to sweep the New York AM low from yesterday, and I was going to get filled on that order and finish the prop challenge. I took an unexpected stop on that and actually re-entered nearly immediately with what I thought was a better entry because I was seeing a divergence with micro gold also at the time, and I was targeting the same low for the win. I wasn't trying to be greedy and go even all the way to the other previous day midnight price. I just needed to get below that New York AM low, which it actually did by a tick, and I was just 2 ticks beyond that. I was right there. I mean, right there. 2 ticks away from passing the whole eval. And in micro silver, that is basically nothing. $10 away. Instead of giving me those last 2 ticks, the market reversed, came back, took me out at break even, and that should have been the end of it, at least for that session. Objectively, getting stopped out at break even isn't a disaster. I had plenty of buffer in the account. I was still in the game. I just needed, the $800 that trade was going to give me. And that's when the mistake happened. Not the break even stop, but the mindset shift after it. I got emotionally attached to the idea that the market owed me those 2 ticks, that I was right there and it just needed to pay me. I was convinced the price was still going to the midnight price, where my model says midnight to midnight. I saw another logical place to re-enter. On the surface, it looked justified. But underneath, that decision came from frustration. I wasn't really trading cleanly my plan. I was trading from a need to force the outcome. I got back in, still believing that silver would continue lower, but price continued upward. And the more it pushed against me, the harder it became to think clearly. What had started as a really solid trade idea turned into me fighting the market because I was too emotionally invested in being right and passing the eval. I wasn't responding as much to what price was doing, what the chart was telling me. I was reacting to what I wanted price to do. And this is what can make prop firm evaluation so difficult. You aren't just trading the market with your own capital and accepting the trade as it turns out. You're inside of a rule set with a profit target, daily loss limits, maximum drawdown rules. And prop firms, many of them are honest about, these rules lead to emotional mistakes that blow accounts. And that's exactly what happened. People get too aggressive near the finish line. And I was 2 steps away, and that's exactly what happened. The closer I got to passing, the more pressure I put on that trade, thinking I have to be right now. This has to happen now. Instead of, I can always take the next clean setup. I just, even if I had closed out close to the target, then I'd only need $100 instead of going back to break even and being $800. But, once my focus went from executing well to forcing the account across the finish line, my discipline started to collapse. And eventually I let the situation put me fully on tilt, and I blew the account. I mean, no surprise. And if I'm being completely honest, the account wasn't lost because I was 2 ticks short, right? That would have just put me in a more advantageous position. I lost the account because I couldn't emotionally reset after tasting the victory that was then rug pulled from me. So, there are a few things to learn here. Being close to the target doesn't change the quality of the next setup that's going to put you over the finish line. A break-even trade is certainly better than a loss. It's a valid outcome when the market's going to do what the market's going to do. And even if a re-entry looks logical in that framework where you're mentally, emotionally distraught, it can still be the wrong decision. And that's where the tilt starts. It doesn't usually start with just being mad. Sometimes it starts with disappointment, the need to get back what you opportunistically had but never actually locked in. The market doesn't care how close you are to passing. It doesn't know. Like, the market doesn't know where your stop is. The market doesn't know where your target is. It is going to move price where it moves price. So if you're in a prop firm evaluation right now, and especially if you're close to the target, I hope this can be a reminder that your job isn't to force the trade or force the account across the finish line. Stay disciplined long enough to deserve that payoff. If this story helped you, drop a comment with the trade or mindset mistake that taught you your hardest lesson. And if you want more real trading lessons like this, subscribe for more because I have a boatload. Cheers.